This is one of the best Halloween specials, and I don't care what nobody gotta say. Scary Godmother, man. Originally a book series from the late 90s by author Jill Johnson that in 2003 got adapted into the iconic special we know today. Now initially, the special was released in Canada. It wouldn't come over to us until a year later in 2004 when Cartoon Network picked it up. They aired it that October and had been a routine ever since. And whenever I had cable as a kid, cause we ain't always had cable, but when I did have it, I made sure I was watching me some Scary Godmother. This is literally the perfect movie to watch during the Halloween season, and there's no debate. From the settings to the characters to the pure vibes, man. There's no other Halloween special beating it. And it may be a little weird, animation a little wonky, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, it's a vibe. Let's talk about why Scary Godmother is the perfect Halloween special, man. And what better time to do it than the day of Halloween. For the final day of spooky season, let's get into it. Now real quick before we start the video, I got a little game for y'all, man. A little bit of a Where's Waldo type vibe. Now I have the Childish Nature logo hidden all throughout the video. Y'all job is to find them and put the exact amount of logos hidden in the comments. Winner will not only get the pinned comment, but you will also get a community post. Y'all ready? The game starts now.
So other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you enjoy the show?
Getting straight into this movie, you quickly realize that there's not much to these characters. Like, all of them can be described in one sentence. But that's not a bad thing. We'll get into that later. Starting off with the group of kids, first and foremost we have Jimmy. Jimmy is the devil child. It's as simple as that.
And the devil shall appear.
Dude had his whole friend group meeting at gravesite. If that ain't telling you something up with little bro, I don't know. Next we have Darrell. Darrell is a piece of candy, and he's also slow to catch on to stuff. Then we have Katie, who kinda comes off as a little nicer than everybody else, but she's just as shady for real, don't trust her. And last but not least, we got Bert. His name is Bert, ain't nothing else to say. Moving on to the monsters, we have Scully, the gay skeleton, Harry, the theater nerd werewolf, Max, the old school vampire, and Ruby, his wife, Orson, their son, who kind of remind me of a little dude from Stuart Little. Like, I can't be the only one who see that. And then we have Bugaboo, who's my personal favorite character, that can basically be summed up as a monster from New York. Now, I left Scary Godmother and Hannah out because being the main characters, they do have slightly more of a layer to them than everybody else. I mean, they still simple, but it's something. For instance, in the beginning of the movie, Hannah comes in as the scared little girl, but by the end, she probably has the most confidence out of anybody. And Scary Godmother comes in as a nurturing, kind soul, but she's quick to let you know she didn't want to be played with. Now, like I said earlier, although these characters might be simple, that is perfectly fine. Not everything needs to be deep. Not every character needs to have a complicated arc. Now, I can see a one-dimensional character being an issue if the writers were trying to make things look more deep than they actually are. But they don't do that here. From the jump, they let you know that you're here to enjoy yourself. Nothing more, nothing less. And with simple characters, it just makes it that much more easy to get the audience straight into the groove of things, and they can get into the story right then and there. And speaking of the story,
Groovy? I know, they're so embarrassing, I could just live.
just like the characters, the plot of this movie is very simple. Jimmy and his friends don't want to babysit Hannah while trick-or-treating, so they come up with a plan to scare her into an abandoned house. Nasty work, like I said, devil child. Hannah cries out in fear, Scary Godmother appears and show her that there's nothing to be scared of by taking her to her house party full of monsters. Jimmy and his friends, scared that they might have lost Hannah, sit outside their abandoned house all night, missing the time they could have went trick-or-treating, which was stupid, because all this time they could have just opened the door and checked inside, but instead they sat outside, waited for nothing. Stupid. Meanwhile, Hannah and all her new monster friends come up with a scheme to get back at Jimmy and his friends. They get back, movie ends. It's simple, but I love it. It's the same thing I said in the character part. You don't need to do much to create something great. Just think of all the holiday specials. Rudolph, simple, but great. All the Charlie Brown specials, simple, but great. The Grinch specials, simple, you get the gist. When it comes to holiday specials, it's less about the complexity of the story and the characters, and more about the execution, the vibes, the feeling it gives you from when you first turn it on to the end. And while I got the vibe in your mind,
Door is ajar. Door is ajar. Door is
when it comes to holiday specials, vibes are what always carry. along with the charm and warmth that they bring. A great holiday special with its vibe will get you in the spirit of that particular holiday. And Scary Godmother is no different. Scary Godmother not only looks like Halloween, but feels like Halloween. Like, I be wanting to carve pumpkins and eat candy after watching this special. And the charm and warmth of this special speak for themselves through the characters and animation. Hannah, Scary Godmother, and all the monsters truly bring this movie to life, man. Even little hard-hit Jimmy and his gang, they bring a certain level of charm that I just can't help but smile to. Even the animation, although you can tell it's clearly dated, you can still see the style and effort in it. With this original promo clip from 1999, it makes it as clear as day, the dedication put into this project that shows beautifully through the final product. And yes, like I said, it's dated, clearly, but the age of the animation, I feel, only adds to the charm and the vibe of the special. Scary Godmother is that go-to special you watch when you're trying to get into the Halloween vibe. That being said, go ahead and count up all the logos you was able to find during the video, and while you're at it, go ahead and watch YouTube's most terrifying videos to continue your spooky season binge.